I think Minecraft's too easy. I want a real challenge. So I'm playing RLCraft, often regarded as one of, if not the hardest Minecraft mod pack. That's almost impossible mechanics with loads of terrifying new enemies. That's 22 million downloads and not many people have beaten it. Even fewer have beaten in hardcore mode. So that's what I'm gonna do. My goal is to defeat the 3 new bosses that this mod pack adds, along with both types of dragons. I decided to give my first world a name that I found appropriate. I then spawned at the top of a mountain, and then I opened up the tutorial. And I should probably read this, but I'm not going to, because I don't need help. So I clicked off the tutorial screen faster than accepting cookies on a website that I just clicked on. I then started to scale down the mountain, as if I was going down towards hell itself. When I got down, I saw a building that I decided was my house for now. I then went to chop down some trees. I got distracted by a turkey and some sheep. And I then was shocked to see that the blocks don't reset once you stop breaking them. And as I was cutting this tree, I was realizing this is taking quite a while. And that's because you can't just punch trees. You have to get flint and sticks to make a knife, then collect plant fiber from grass, make an axe, then you can cut down trees. I went from cutting trees to cutting sheep in half. I tried to make planks but failed, so I went back to killing sheep, something I know I'm good at. Then I learned you have to right click with the logs to get planks. I then crafted tools and made a boat. And then I took one of the sheep's captive, and then I hit it with my sword so it knows it's not safe. Then I trapped it in my house. Then I got late, so I went to bed. And when I woke up, I went to the nearby lake to try to figure out how to drink water. But as soon as I got to the water, a group of fish people came out and started to chase me. But instead of running away, I stood my ground and fought. I dealt 1 damage and they poisoned me. So yeah, I went the opposite direction. Decided instead I should get stone and coal. I found a vein of coal and I started mining. And I was surprised that you don't get black lung disease. After collecting enough rocks to make cobblestone, I made a stone sword, but then I ran out of sticks to make the rest of the tools. So I tried crafting sticks, but that doesn't work. I guess trees are the only ways to get sticks. So I then tried drinking again, but couldn't figure it out. I decided instead to make a furnace and cook the mutton that I had in my inventory. And while waiting, I decided to try drinking again. Eventually I looked it up and turns out you have to right click. And also shift. And now I have parasites. I went back home and noticed my mutton was done cooking, so I ate it in front of my sheep. So once again, let it know that it's not safe with me. I then went outside again to get more sticks, but as I was breaking leaves, an ant decided that my existence was an unforgivable sin, marking my first death. But I wasn't gonna just give up like that, so I made a new world. And the first thing I saw was a dragon. Off to a great start. As I took in my surroundings, I saw a house in the middle of the ocean, and did what I did best. Home invasion. As I went to the house, I noticed the dragon getting closer. But I'm sure that's okay. I entered the house and noticed not only a hole in the middle, but also a chest that was locked. I went outside and saw the dragon flying to my house. No, it's okay. It was not okay. Attempt 3 started in a snowy area this time, and I was fascinated by the local fauna of this place. And it also turned out a siren was fascinated by me, and I thought she was gonna kill me, but she didn't for some reason, and it really confused me, so I swam back to land. Did some exploring, and I noticed a dragon corpse in the distance, and I was gonna go to it, but before I could, the siren pulled me back and once again tried not to kill me. There was also hearts popping out. I really wasn't sure what was going on. Just like real life, I failed to understand what a girl wanted with me. I saw griffins and left because I wasn't sure if they were hostile or not. And also, as I was heading to the dragon corpse, I noticed I was getting cold. See, the circle represents your body temperature. If you're too cold or too hot, you die. So I left the ice biome and found this forest biome instead. I then saw a tree catch fire and noticed a lava pool filled with demons who chased me across the entire forest. Once I lost track of them, I did the whole flint stick routine as usual, getting myself a crafting table and a set of wooden tools. I then proceeded to solve the Archimedes cattle problem by just slaughtering every cow in sight. Not just for their beef, but also in hopes of getting enough leather to make a full set of armor. But I ran out of cows to kill, and I only had enough for like a helmet. So then I made a furnace and bed, and then I found a rat that I liked. It got dark, so I went to bed, and then I made a leather cap and got some stone. Found a village with horses, and horses also drop leather. So I decided then to diversify my animal genocide to include horses as well. But before I could start, this weird red thing tried to kill me, so I ran for my life. And it seemed like these blue guys were also fighting the thing I was trying to kill me. And with the power of friendship, I was able to kill whatever this thing is. Turns out it's called a crake, and it's a rabbit-like creature. What rabbit looks like this thing? Anyways, I killed the child horse. I gained and felt nothing from this. As I was considering starting a glue factory, this thing popped out, and it killed me. I was surprised, but I really shouldn't have been. Next world spawned me in another ice area that was next to a jungle. Learned that you couldn't get melons and found this thing. And it seems like RLCraft also added drug addictions to the game. Got gravel and got chased by yet another demon. And just when I thought it was safe, an ice demon popped up that gives you slowness. You know, I was being dramatic with the whole hell thing earlier, but this is like the third time I've been chased by demons. I'm starting to think there's some truth behind it. I was able to at least make a knife, but the ice demon kept following me. I then stopped to look at this giant hole, and then there was another siren. I thought I was fine since the leaves were keeping me from getting closer, but the demon was still there. I'm trapped in these leaves, seduced by a siren, and freezing to death by a demon. I did not make it out alive. The next world spawned me right next to more sirens. So the next world spawned me in a desert this time, surrounded by whatever this thing is and scorpions. Also a dragon. I then went over towards this house instead, and it seems like this time the chest was unlocked. I then started getting sticks from dead bushes, and also my game was starting to freeze. I then found out what seemed to be radioactive waste. I questioned whether or not it's worth jumping in to see if I get any superpowers. I mean, you never know. What's the worst that can happen? I'm only playing hardcore mode. One problem with being in the desert is constantly being hot, but thankfully you can just pull it off with water. I eventually found a cave with gravel and also a creeper that got too close for comfort, but I was able to get at least one gravel, and I just kept hitting it until I got what I wanted. You can apply the same mindset to any other form of relationship. Trust me, it works. After making a knife and axe, I got planks from this abandoned house, and the dragon started getting way too close. It was also getting too hot, so I jumped in this river and I just went wherever the river took me. It took me to another demon, and my game started lagging, and then I died. It was at this point that this mod pack was starting to get to me. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's essentially what I've been doing. Each world has just been get flint, get stick, make flint tools, cut wood, make better tools, die, start again. Am I going insane? The next world spawned me in the forest, and I was able to get stone tools. I found a balloon that I'm sure is useless, but honestly still cool looking. I started killing cows as a form of therapy and actually got leather armor this time. Maybe this is the world? And I can craft torches as well, and they're unlit. I have to light the torches manually. How do I light the torches manually? It turns out you need either flint and steel or a matchbox, which requires paper. You can at least make a furnace and cook up this beef though. Also, unlike vanilla Minecraft, eating doesn't heal you. I'm not sure how you're supposed to heal. Do I invent modern medicine? I did some exploring and found the Terraria corruption biome along with a demon core that I did not trust. So I went back. I also found a tower of mob spawners that dropped things, and a zombie that dropped an enemy that fell down a hole that I did not notice. I don't know what this thing does, I'm just glad I never got to fight it. The chest in the middle had an iron sword that I didn't meet the requirements to use. I didn't know what this meant at the time, but hey, I found the rat again. This has to be it. This has to be the world that I don't die in. And just when I was starting to think that, I got parasites again, which took me to half health this time. And I also started getting slowness and weakness because my body was taking so much damage. And as I was returning to the rat, it attacked me and killed me because they only attack you when you're low on health apparently. I died to a rat! I was so optimistic. I thought I was finally getting somewhere. But now I'm back from the start. This was the point where I was starting to get numb from constantly dying. The next world spawned me in an ice ravine with the only way out being a waterfall leading to a frozen lake. I drowned. Next world wasn't even hardcore. Next world I was able to get the stone tools again. I also found a deer. That's cool, I guess. I even found sugarcane. Except I once again lacked the requirements. Also, my screen was blurry. Thanks to me being dehydrated because I wasn't drinking water. And there's also a blood moon happening. Yeah, I died to a zombie. The next world I spawned in an ocean and found a sunken ship that had some stuff in it. But it's not like it matters because as soon as I got to land, I died. And this time it was to the rabbit again. How bad do you have to be to die to both a rat and a rabbit? I didn't even get flint tools this time. I don't think I want to do this anymore. It isn't worth it. I want to give up. But I refused to quit. I started another world, and the first thing I did was desecrate the dead. I got the flint knife and axe, I chopped down some trees, got jump scared by a net, and got even more scared by a dragon that hid in a small cave, and made the out of character decision to not kill the cows. Also, I got a stone sword and pickaxe. I left the cave, found another cave, and then coal. I turned around and I could still see the dragon. I'm not far enough. I need to keep going. And then a skeleton showed up and made me run back to where I originally was. Death surrounded me in every direction. I'm just not safe anywhere. I made the rest of the tools and then killed the pigs for their food. And then saw the dragon again. So I'm hid in a deeper cave this time. I have a spider that I was able to push into this hole. Also, I made a furnace and cooked the pork, and also finished the spider off. I could have worded that out so much better. I then ran out of pork to cook. I also finally learned the whole requirement thing was. It turns out RLCraft has a skill tree where once you level up, you can use those levels to gain in skill in 1 out of 8 options. I spent some in farming so I can get paper. I also went back outside to find more pigs. I found one, but I forgot to pick the pork up, so I didn't have any more pork to cook. I was out of light, and the cave was getting cold. I got desperate, so I burned the logs that I had. Aside from this furnace, I have no other light sources, I have no armor, and I have still no idea how to heal. What better thing to do than to run into the dark cave with enemies that definitely spawn in them that can kill me anytime? What's the worst that can happen? I'm only playing hardcore mode. And then I found iron. I was never this excited finding iron ore in Minecraft. But that excitement faded away the moment I noticed that I lacked the requirements to mine it. I need level 4 mining in order to mine this iron. One of the ways to get XP is from using a furnace, so that wood burning ended up being useful. I went outside to find mobs to kill in order to get experience. I found another spider and I was able to get to level 3. I just need 1 more. I found some coal on top of the ceiling, but as I was mining it, I got a message warning me I was likely to get eaten, so I left. I went outside and got ambushed by 2 giant birds that attack you by picking you up. I was so caught off guard by this, I wasn't even timing my attacks. I was just spam clicking, but I was still able to kill them, and they gave me enough XP that I needed. I was finally able to mine the iron. I went back to the ore and I found 1. I mean, I'll take it, but I was hoping for more. I smelted it immediately and I ran into another problem. I ran out of things to use for my furnace. Not only would it be pitch black, but it was getting cold as well. So I got out of the cave and saw what I thought was an imp. But no, it's a skeleton with an enchanted bow. I ran straight back to the cave and got shot in the process. I realized I could make flint and steel to not only give me light, but to keep myself warm. And as I sat next to the fire I made, I stared up, watching as the stars illuminated the night sky. I was scared of the outside world, of everything that I've encountered so far. I was still doubtful that I can do any of this, but I still want to achieve the goals that I set for myself. You know, I'm not going to do that by just sitting here constantly. At one point, I'm gonna have to just do it anyways, despite being afraid. But I could do that later. I'm just gonna stay here and wait until it's daytime, and then find the closest sniff and heal myself. I then saw the same skeleton that shot me previously, and I decided to greet it by burning it alive, the same way I greet all my neighbors. Works all the time. I didn't notice a bunch of coal and iron, and as I was mining it, I saw the tree burn, along with 2 fire monsters. I'm assuming these things came out of the fire that I made. Are they like my kids now? Like, do I have to pay child support for them? I don't really want to, so I ran away to find this low-income village that I decided to live in for now. Also proceeded to make them even more poor by stealing their valuables. You know, I wonder if countries in real life have done this. I really can't think of any examples, though. It also seemed like the residents like to light themselves on fire. And that's when I stopped. For now, but I will be back eventually. If you watch until the end, please unsubscribe. I want to be the first YouTuber to reach negative subscribers.